Hello, we're going to learn how to multiply fractions. Now, to start us off, I'm going to make a generalization. Let's say we have any fraction, call it a over b, and we're multiplying it by any other fraction. It could look like anything, say c over d. And I'm intentionally picking variables because a could be anything, b could be anything, c could be anything, and d could be anything. As long as they're real numbers, it works pretty well. So now, when we multiply fractions, what we're going to do is multiply the numerators together. So we just multiply straight across. We'll do a times c over, and we'll multiply the denominators together. And that's how we're going to multiply fractions. Now, of course, not all of our problems are going to be as simple as this rule. But let's start off with some nice ones. Let's say, for example, we're asked to multiply. And our first one we have is 1/2 times, 3/4. So we got a couple different numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. And now we check, can we reduce 3/8? Well, is there anything that can go into 3 that can also go into 8? And there's nothing, so this is our answer, and we're done. If we could reduce, we should. Let's say, for instance, our other problem we had was, something like 5/7 times 14/23. So now when we look at this, we can multiply straight across, or we could cheat a little bit. Now, multiplying straight across is fine, and then you reduce. But honestly, it's a little bit easier if we try to simplify our fractions. Now, whenever we simplify, we have to simplify into numerator and denominator. And it has to be the same thing. Now, you might be looking at 5 over 7, and you're saying nothing can go into 5, that can also go into 7. And I agree with you. But as long as it's numerator to denominator, when we multiply straight across, what we have here is 5 times 14 over 7 times 23. And up in the numerator, you might be seeing this. We have a 14, and down in the bottom we have a 7. And 7 can go into itself once, and 7 can go into 14 twice. So here we go. We can reduce. We can say 7 goes into itself once. 7 goes into 14 twice. And now we have 5 times 2 over 1 times 23. 5 times 2 gets us 10. And 1 times 23 gets us 23. And there's nothing that can go into both top and bottom, so there is our answer. So we can reduce as long as it's numerator, one of the numerators, wherever it may be, to the denominator. Let's see just a couple more. Get the little bit of practice in. Let's say, for instance, we had 14 over 7 times 5/23. Now you're probably thinking this looks the same, and it pretty much is. It's identical to the previous problem because of what has occurred. You can reduce numerator to denominator at any point, as long as it's top to bottom. You can't do across, though. So 7 can go into itself once, and in 14 twice. I can reduce there, and now multiply across. 2 times 5 over 1 times 23. Now, I write this step just to show you. You can do that in your head. You don't have to write this. You could get 10 over 23, and we got the same answer. Be careful, though. That is not to say if we have, 6 over 17 times 3 over, 11. So, some of you, not all of you, but just some, maybe a small portion of you out there, humor me, might be thinking, ooh, 6 and 3. But that doesn't work because it's numerator to numerator. It has to be top to bottom. So I can't reduce anything there. In fact, 3 can't go into 17 or 11, so nothing there. 6 can't go into 17 or 11, so we're stuck. We can't simplify anything, so we multiply straight across. And 6 times 3 is 18. 11 times 17 is 187. And we can't reduce this because we already checked ahead of time. we said we couldn't reduce anything here, so there's nothing more we can reduce. As much as you would like to, because you're like, ooh, there's 18s now. It just doesn't work out that way. So that's how we multiply fractions. We just multiply straight across. If we can ever reduce, we do so. And that's it.